IELTS Cast, episode 23.
You're listening to IELTS Cast, the podcast to put you in touch with successful IELTS candidates from around the world. Listen and learn as they explain how they achieved Band 7, 8 and even 9. Now, here's your host, Ryan.
Hello and welcome to IELTS Cast. Today I'm speaking with Varun, an IELTS candidate from Jalandhar, which is in Punjab, India. Varun is here today and he's going to tell us how he scored an overall band of 8 with a very impressive perfect band 9 in listening, a band 8 in reading, and band 7 in writing and band 7 in speaking. Hi Varun, welcome to IELTS Cast.
Hi Ryan, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Varun, so you mentioned that you had listened to podcasts before, and did any of the podcasts share with you tips that perhaps you hadn't known before or that you put into practice for your own examination?
Yes, the one with you interviewed with it.
Yes.
And that was very helpful because earlier I was able to finish my reading in about 50 minutes.
Okay.
But after because I was reading all the questions and then I was going to the text and finding the answers. Mm-hmm. But after hearing that podcast, I read one question and then went back to the text and then looked for the answer and then going back to another question. Mm-hmm. So that reduced my 10 minutes and I was able to finish my test in only 40 minutes.
Wow. So just that strategy alone, that accelerated your speed by 10 minutes. Wow, that's incredible. Varun and I are going to go through the examination, the sections one by one, and Varun is going to share some of his advice and a bit of the experience that he had in the exam. So let's start with your greatest mark on the exam, the listening. You got a perfect band 9. So Varun, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you approached preparing for the listening?
First of all, I listen to this Discovery Channel. I used to say it, lots of documentaries on Discovery Channel, and they helped me a lot in developing my listening skills. And in addition to that, I listened to your podcast, and most of the people, they were very good in speaking English, so I was able to accommodate myself and acclimatize myself to the various accents of the English by your podcast. And in addition, I had other podcasts subscribed through this Apple's iTunes.
Okay, and what podcast was that?
There was All Ears English All Ears English.
Okay.
It's by two girls named Lindsay and Gabby.
Okay.
And they just converse daily things or anything they like to, just a conversation between two people, and that helped me a lot.
Okay.
Also.
Okay, so then maybe that helped you train your ear for listening for conversation style of English.
In addition to that, I bought these Cambridge test papers, the 9 books which they have official examination papers by Cambridge. Mm-hmm. And I listened to the CDs which were provided with them, and also all the questions along with that. So I practiced the questions and I listened day-to-day conversations on these podcasts, and that helped me a lot.
Okay, so you were doing a lot of practice tests before you went to the exam.
Yes. I solved all these 9 books. Each book is having 4 tests. Mm-hmm. So it was around 32 tests on this, and in addition to daily listenings.
Great. So you ran through all 32 tests, is that right?
Yes.
Now, Varun, as you were going through the tests, did you find that your mark was improving little by little?
It was good from initial only, because when I solved the first test, I was able to score 36 out of 40.
Oh, okay, great. Wow.
So after that, it improved. Sometimes I was able to get 40 out of 40. Other times it was just 39 or 38. So gradually it improved.
Okay, terrific. So then it sounds as though that the practice tests that you were doing were a very good reflection of what you actually scored in the exam.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about then your experience in the exam itself.
Yeah, the experience was nice. All the people were very friendly and they made us sit comfortably, and they gave us our candidate number, and they made us check the headphones thrice so that there's no problem while listening the actual listening test. Mm-hmm. And I had a strategy for listening because I knew that there is an announcement in the beginning and it's around 1 minute 50 seconds or something like that. So I just wrote it on my notebook that there is every gap which is in between this listening sections. So initially there is a gap of around during which they announce that they are going. This is an IELTS test. So you are going to listen this and this. And during that period, I was just reading my section 4 and section 3's questions because they are very tough and the speed is going to increase as we go toward the last section.
Okay, interesting.
So I read the question, section 4 and section 3's question during that period only. And when the announcer said that now you can turn to section 1, then I immediately turned to section 1 and then read the questions of section 1.
Interesting. So, okay, that's I've never heard anyone suggest that before, but that makes a lot of sense. I mean, typically section 1, the first couple of questions are really straightforward and very easy. So you used that little gap of time just to jump ahead to kind of preview what the subject would be and what sort of questions you would face in 3 and 4.
Yes.
Okay. As you were going through, were you also previewing the questions in the review time that you're given?
No, I was not reviewing the questions. I was going ahead and reading the questions of the next section.
Yes.
Because that there is no use of reviewing the question because we have heard already everything. And there is no time waste. There is no use of wasting that time. I use that time to read the questions of the next section.
Right. That's what I meant. So you're previewing for the next section in that gap.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Wonderful.
And actually, there was a problem. I just missed one question. But it was like it was about air balloons. So it was in which weather it's best to go into the air in that air balloon. So I just missed that part because I was reading the next, because there is a gap between one section also. They give a gap of about some minute during which you can read the first. They tell first 5 questions of one section, then next 5. It's like that. So there is a gap between 5 questions of the first 5 questions and last 5 questions of same section. So I used that gap also to read the questions of 3rd and 4th section.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know what you mean, that there is that little gap in the middle of the listening itself. So even that little gap, you went ahead to listening 3 and 4.
Yes.
Wow.
So during that time, I just missed one question, but I was able to just predict it. I think I predicted it right because the air balloons, the best season to go in an air balloon would be a spring season. Because I heard that he was saying that winter season there is lots of cold, so you won't be able to go in summer. It's too hot, and so he made 2 seasons. He was making that they are not good.
I see.
So I couldn't heard which season is good, but I predicted that it might be a spring season, so I put it there, and I think that might have gone right.
Well, yeah, it sounds like it. So you just kind of deduced from what you knew, and then made a
guess.
Okay, wow, great advice. Varun, is there anything else you want to share about the listening?
Nothing else, just we have to practice now, because even if we listen to these podcasts, we must practice some questions in ad so that we get the strategies how to solve them.
Yes.
So I just I have written on my notebook. I'll send you the exact gaps which are present between each section. So I'll mail them to you so that you can share with the other people.
Excellent, great, thank you. Wonderful advice. Now let's move on to the reading section. And again, you scored band 8. Can you walk us through the step that you took to prepare for that?
For that, I just used to solve these Cambridge test papers.
Yep.
And in addition to that, I had a friend who joined some coaching institute. So I took some other test papers from him, which I used to solve. So during my practice of these tests, I used to score almost 90%. I was able to score a band 9.
Great.
So I was expecting 9 also in this one. I came home and told my parents I'll be getting 9 in at least reading, because I was sure about this. I was not sure about listening because I missed that one and I predicted one question. So the exact opposite happened. I got 9 in listening and 8 in reading.
Right. Okay. Well, both very, very, very good marks as well. So I mean, you can't be too unhappy about that. But did you do any sort of strict vocabulary preparation or exercises to try to improve the number of words?
Yes, I read the newspapers, online newspaper on my mobile phone itself. So I used to copy the whole sentence in which that vocab word which I didn't know.
Oh,
So
excellent. Good.
I copy that and paste it in my notes, and then I used to this made the mobile pronounce all those sentences. So I was able to practice my listening. I was able to know how the words are being pronounced, and I was also able to learn all the meanings of those words.
And I think also that when you see it used in context, this also indirectly helps your writing, because then you
Yes.
can see exactly how this word it would be used correctly.
Yes, that helped me in writing as well.
Okay, great. So it sounds like you were doing a lot of academic reading. You were reading newspapers regularly, doing the practice examinations. Now, did you do any focus on language for different kinds of English? So, for example, medical English, or maybe English related to the environment, or related to education, or
No, actually, I'm a science student only. So I had a good hold on the science vocab words, and I used to read this business,
Right.
Health segments, and all the current affairs.
I see. Now let's talk about the examination itself. Why don't you share a bit about the experience with us?
During the examination, actually, I after the listening they gave us this reading paper. So I just started doing one by one. So one thing to note, this during practice, I used to get some questions which were not in sequence, but in this actual test, all the questions were in sequence only. So I was reading the question, going back to the text. I was getting it in the first paragraph itself, and then going to next question that was in next line or next paragraph. So it was pretty easy. Reading part, I didn't find any difficulty in doing the reading part.
Do you remember the topics that your readings were on?
Yes, one was on preparing your CV, and the last one was on the giant barred frog.
The giant bird frog?
Barred, BARRED, giant barred frog.
Okay, so it was something to do with...
That was the the most difficult one, the third section. And one more was there, I can't remember that one.
And do you remember the question types that you saw?
Yeah, they were like, in the last segment, they were this true, false, not given, and the multiple choices, and they were fill in the blanks. And I actually didn't got any, this headings were not there. I prepared a lot for those ones also.
Oh, okay.
But there were no headings in my reading paper.
Anything else that you'd like to share about reading, Varun, before we move on to writing?
I think most of the question, 90% of the question are in sequence. So we must keep on doing them. If we are not able to find any question, we shouldn't waste the time on that. Just finish the questions which are we are finding the answers to, and just go back at the last if you have time to see the difficult ones. Because I think 25 question after 40 are very easy. We can find very easily answers are just in front of us. And 10, I think they are little difficult, and 5 are kind of tricky that I have deduced from the various examination paper I have solved. So those 5 we can leave till last. We shouldn't waste much time on them. Just finish the easy part, then move to the difficult, and the tricky we can do at the last.
Okay, great. And so, like you were sharing at the beginning, it only took you 40 minutes to get through all of the readings.
Yes, I actually went for a break then. I went to drink water. No, not for that washroom.
Oh, okay.
During that, because I didn't have anything to do.
Right. Okay, wonderful. So that's some very good advice regarding the reading. Now let's move on to the writing. And now, just to give us a bit of perspective, Varun, have you taken the IELTS before, or was this the first time?
Yeah, I hadn't given it before. This was my first time.
Well, you've obviously got
actually the topic which came in this my writing, I had done already a related type of topic I had solved already.
Oh, okay.
So it was like the topic was the time the parents should control the time of their children watching TV and playing video games.
Okay.
And this time should be spent on reading books. So do you agree or disagree? It was like this.
Okay.
So what I had solved already was that children are spending a lot of time on watching TV and playing video games. do you agree, and what we can do for this? So this that this time can be used for utilized for reading books. That was a new thing. The half part I had solved already during my practice time.
I see.
So it was a kind of known topic to me.
Okay.
So I just modified a little bit and wrote everything I can write.
Okay, terrific. And as far as structure goes, how did you structure your essay? How many paragraphs did you include?
I included 4 paragraphs. In first part, I just gave a little introduction about technology, that it has provided us with all these things, video games and everything.
Yep.
So we're kind of getting dependent on this technology. So we should rather use it for constructive purposes rather than being too much dependent on that. And then in one paragraph, I just focus on the positive things of reading these books and everything. And in third paragraph, I included the negative parts of watching TV and playing video games. And in last paragraph, I made a conclusion.
Okay, terrific. Yeah, so it sounds like a pretty straightforward argument essay.
Yes. In task 1, I had a letter. I gave a general training exam. So it was a letter in which you had to ask your friend for getting a photograph, that because your camera or your computer had become corrupted and you don't have that photograph, and you have to write a letter to your friend to get that photograph from him.
Oh, okay. Also sounds quite straightforward. So as far as then preparing for the writing, did you take any course before you took this examination at all? Did you have anybody coach your writing?
Yes, not exactly coach. I just used to write essay and got them checked from a teacher.
Okay.
So she used to tell me that she used to initially she gave me like 6.5, 6.5. Then she said me to make the structure a little better and include good vocab words and use complex sentences. So as with time, she started giving me 7, and at last, when just before the exams, she gave me 7.5.
Okay, great. Okay, so there was obviously there was some gradual improvement there, and it reflected in your performance on the IELTS.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to share, Varun, about writing before we move on?
We should go with a pattern, because there are different ways to approaching this thing. I had read the model papers which are given in Cambridge these books. So you should just get acclimatized to one set of pattern. You just stick to one pattern. Like I stuck to this pattern. Just first I'll give intro, then I'll give 2 paragraph in which I'll discuss the question which they have asked, and in last paragraph I'll give a conclusion. So I just stuck to this pattern, and in every essay I practice, I just made this pattern only.
Okay, great.
So any pattern you are comfortable with, just stick to that pattern. So that while your exact examination, you are able to follow that pattern only, and you'll obviously score good if you've practiced that pattern a lot of times.
Okay, great. And that's very good advice. So you should go into the examination already with a structure in mind, not try to build a structure when you're engaging the exam. Very good advice. Now let's move on to speaking. You also scored band 7, and you're obviously a very strong speaker, a confident speaker. Your pace is good, your accent is good. You use a variety of vocabulary. I can tell just from this interview that we've been having together now. So why don't you talk a little bit about how did you prepare for the examination?
Frankly speaking, I was too afraid of regarding my speaking, only because I couldn't find any partners whom I can practice that. So what I did I asked some of my friends how to do it, and also my teacher who used to check my writing papers. She advised me that I should, if I'm not able to talk with someone, what I can do is I can just read out loud whatever I'm reading. Read it out loud so that you are speaking as well while reading.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So I was reading that in my room. I was sitting alone. I used to read it out loud so that I am able to build my pronunciation, and every new word I was finding, I just put it in my dictionary on my phone, read its meaning, and then I made it to pronounce the word, and then I pronounced it myself, and I kept on practicing. Everything I knew I found, I just took the whole sentence, so that I knew it's not like learning single words. I took the whole sentence, in what context that word was being used and how it is being pronounced, and then I kept on revising every third day or every fourth day, whatever new word I remembered.
Okay, interesting. So you were building a personal dictionary. You were trying to use these words. Did you do any recording? So recording your own voice and playing it back and...
I thought of doing that, but I couldn't do it. I don't know why. I repeatedly thought that I'll just see a topic, which were in those textbooks of Cambridge, and I'll prepare my speaking and record it myself, and then listen to it. But I couldn't do it. I don't know why.
Okay, so this is not a strategy that worked for you.
Yes.
Okay, so you got into the examination room. Now tell us a bit about the experience. Where was the examiner from and how did they make you feel?
The examiner was from India only, and he was very nice, and he just came to the door and received me, took me inside the room, made me sit, and then he first told me his name, and then he asked for mine, and then asked for my ID, and then he started asking the questions. So he asked me about this sunshine. How do you like sunshine? And then everything, the intro part was related to sunshine only, the different aspects of sunshine,
Okay,
summers, winters.
Varun, I don't want to interrupt, but I just find that very interesting because typically I've found that the speaking, the first part is often related to the person taking the exam. So it's something like what are you doing? Are you a student? Are you working? What sort of studies
Yes,
are you engaged?
he asked that during he asked my name. Then he asked me whether I work or I am a student.
Oh, okay.
And then he started asking this thing.
I see.
Yes. He was asking. I told him that I have a certain condition, medical condition, in which I couldn't bear that sunshine a lot. So, but during winters and during other season, I enjoy it. But during summers, I am not able to tolerate it. And I was telling, like, during a rainy season, when the sun comes out and it sometimes makes a rainbow and everything, I use various expressions, and I kept myself positive, and I was trying to make him feel that I am confident and I can speak very good.
Okay, and it sounds as though you also were using a lot of examples.
Yes.
Okay, so
I used it in various contexts, like on a winter morning when the rays of sun fall on your face and they just give you the warmth, and that kind of feeling is very good. I use the sunshine in various contexts, like in winters, in spring, in different seasons. I told him like that.
Okay, great. Okay, so Varun, why don't you continue and tell us a bit more about what happened in part 2 and part 3?
In part 2, he asked me about a person I like to spend my time with.
Okay.
So I told him that I like to spend my time with my brother. So it was like, what activities do you do together? Why do you like him? And so I just told him the qualities of my brother, because of which I like to spend my time with my brother, and what activities we do, like going to movies, watching television, playing sports, like that.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a very classic IELTS part 2 question for the speaker.
Yes. In part 3, he was asking, like, what kind of people they like to spend time with other people, and some people, they are introverts, some are extroverts. So what are the reasons for that? So the part 3 was difficult. He was asking some difficult question related to this behavior of people.
Okay, and I suppose that these were questions that came naturally after you finished your monologue about your brother. So
yeah, I didn't finish. I was just speaking only. I didn't stop at 2 minutes. He stopped me himself.
Okay, and how long did you end up speaking for?
How did I end up?
How long were you? About maybe 2.5 minutes, or?
Yeah, I think it was 2.5 to 3 minutes.
I see.
So he then stopped me, and then he started asking the next questions. Part 3.
Okay, great. Okay, so then that led him into the part 3 of the exam. And so, how did you feel about your performance when you were in the examination room? Did you leave the room feeling confident?
Yeah, I was happy. I thought I did well. I was expecting at least 7. I was expecting. The examiner told that at the last he told that this speaking part is finished, and now you can leave. So he just came to the door and to see me off, and I wished him to that have a nice day, and he wished me back, and then I just left. He made me very comfortable. I was not feeling like I was giving an exam. It was like a normal conversation only.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's good. So that helped you to relax and then give your best.
Yes.
Varun, we're coming to the end of the interview. Is there anything that you would like to share to students that have tried the examination several times and they still can't get their mark?
I would suggest just to be confident. I was not looking here and there. I was just looking at the examiner and just try to look attentive and confident, so that the examiner knows that you know the English. And if you are confident, it will come naturally from within you, that you know it and you can speak. Everybody knows. It's just the nervousness before the examination that we are not able to speak in front of examiner.
Varun, thank you very much for joining me today.
Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for downloading from IELTS.com. Have you achieved an overall band of 7 or higher on the IELTS exam? Why not contribute to the podcast? Contact Ryan at his blog, IELTS.com. And don't forget to rate this podcast on iTunes.